What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is time for another movie review. Today's movie is Charlie's Angels 2019. I think it's pretty safe to say that you have at least heard or seen one of the Charlie's Angels series or movies. It started back when our parents probably were watching it on TV. Then in the early 2000s, we got the first movie with Cameron Diaz, Drew Barrymore, Lucy Liu, Destiny's Child soundtrack. Question. Well, they decided to bring it back, just like they do everything. I already talked about this on other movie reviews. Everything will be recycled. It's just when the time is right and when the story is right. I feel like the timing was right for this Charlie's Angels reboot. But, spoiler alert for my review, I don't know if it was the right concept. This new Charlie's Angels 2019 reboot consists of popular Twilight star Kristen Stewart and a couple of newbies. We have Naomi Scott, which we all know as now Princess Jasmine. She did phenomenal. And we have a new girl, Ella Balinska. I'm not sure how you pronounce her name. I haven't really seen her in anything. I saw that she did one other movie that I have not heard of, but she's definitely from the UK with that gorgeous accent that I really love. All three ladies are gorgeous in their own ways. However, I just don't know if they really blended well together. I remember seeing the first just even poster or announcement of this movie, and I was like, these are the most three random ladies I've ever seen together. I know Charlie's Angels, you're supposed to have the diversity. You have the redhead, the blonde, the brunette. Like, I love that. But these three actresses together, I like Kristen Stewart separately. I like Naomi Scott. I don't know Ella, but like together, I was like, what? I also want to touch on and point out and shout out my friend Tommy Brown, TV Hits, and Franks for working on the dope soundtrack with Ariana Grande. I definitely heard a bunch of bangers in there. Definitely make sure you check out that soundtrack. The songs Don't Call Me Angel, Nobody, Bad to You. Fire. Another star in the movie is Elizabeth Banks. I personally fell in love with her during the Hunger Games. Her character was so crazy and witty. I was just like, I want to be her. Also, on Modern Family, she is Cam and Mitchell's like best girlfriend, and she's really funny on that too. So I was excited to see her in it. But did you know she wrote the screenplay? I was like, okay, girlfriend, do you? We also have to mention a huge star in the movie, Patrick Stewart. X-Men, Star Trek. No need to say more. He is a part of this, and I think he was a really good fit. Like, he seemed like somebody that works in the Charlie's Angels industry thing. Let's get into things. Let's start with the positive. I was very surprised and pleased with Kristen Stewart's character in this movie. We know she's kind of the awkward girl and like the Twilight, just what are you doing type of stuff. But she was really funny in this movie. She's literally the comic relief. She's the one that is like on her game, but also the one that's like, oh, a dog, how cute. And you're just like, yo, focus. We got to shoot these guys. So that was kind of refreshing to see her. I've never really seen her as like purposely comical. Her hair was a little distracting. It was this crazy bob. You know, they wear wigs and they have different looks. That's part of the Charlie's Angels thing, is they, you know, transform into different people. But as her self, it was really heavy eye makeup and then this like crazy blonde bob thing. Sometimes the hair was like that. A little distracting, but I really enjoyed her character and her acting. Elizabeth Banks, yes, loved her as well. There's a couple twists and turns where it's like you want to like her, you don't want to like her, but overall, I enjoyed her presence in this film. The action and fighting scenes, those were really good. The espionage, the headquarters of where they switch outfits, their closet, their technology. I liked all of that. Another positive for, I'm sure, all you ladies that have seen the popular Netflix movie To All the Boys I've Loved Before, Noah is definitely a featured character in this movie. So with all the female empowerment, you get a little eye candy. Okay, I can't hold it in anymore. I gotta get to like what's not really getting me there and why I didn't love the film. I feel like this was an action spy girl movie. The fact that it holds so much weight to be Charlie's Angels, I feel like it missed the mark. And I'm trying to really figure out why. Because like I said, I like each of these actresses individually, but together it just felt kind of forced and kind of like woman empowerment. Like, I get it. Some of the best parts were in the freaking credits. They had so many good cameos that are literally rolling in the credits after the credits. And I'm like, oh, why didn't you have them in the film? They had Danica Patrick, Lily Reinhart, Ronda Rousey. And I'm like, yo, some people might not even stay past the first little end scene to see the next end scene. Lord forgive me. I know this is super nitpicky and has nothing to do with the story or this man's acting ability, but one of the main male actors, Nat Faxon, your first scene with your teeth was the most distracting thing I've ever seen. I couldn't focus on what he was saying. I still don't know what he said in that scene because they're just so, there's a lot of them. They're not all in a row, and there's a lot of them. Ella, you are gorgeous. I'm sure you are very talented. But in this movie, I didn't really care for the acting. And I don't know if it's because she's supposed to be the like, I'm down to business. I'm here to fight. I'm here for revenge. But I didn't really believe it sometimes. First of all, she's super tall, so sometimes when it was the three of them together, it was a little awkward because she's just like up here. Sometimes she was too hard, and then when she did have her soft moments, it was a little awkward. The main subject of this movie is this piece of technology that could be destructive to the entire world if it's in the wrong hands. Just like every bad guy, you know, they'll take something good and want to Thanos everything. The technology wasn't really explained, so we kind of just had to buy it and accept that this could do this. But at the end of the day, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I don't really think that's possible. I like things to be a little bit possible, to make me a little bit nervous, like the movie Us. I didn't know those tunnels existed, but now that I do know they exist, I'm a little worried of what's down there. Am I gonna go check? Absolutely not. But it still makes me wonder till this day, what is down there? For all the weight that Charlie's Angels has, from a TV franchise to the two movies that were pretty successful, this just felt like it missed the mark. And I almost feel like it should have just been like a spy girl movie, action thriller, without being attached to Charlie's Angels. And we had two Charlie's Angels 7/8 of the movie. I don't really think it's a spoiler alert because from the first time you see Naomi Scott in the movie, she's not a Charlie's Angel and she doesn't end up one. Like, not yet. We know they're setting it up for another film. I don't know. I think I'll see it, but I hope it's a lot better as like solid Charlie's Angels. They didn't even do this. They didn't even do this. They didn't even do this. I think the best scene was the opening scene. Kristen Stewart is playing somebody to trap this guy, and the action sequence was good. It got you hooked right away, and then it kind of just, it did this a little bit. I feel like for the type of movies we have now with like Fast and Furious and the Bonds and the Kingsmen, there's so much hardcore like creative trickery and espionage, and this just felt very like, it was either like not that difficult or I don't believe you just flew from this telephone wire pole that probably can't even hold your weight in the first place, but with one arm as you're gliding through. There's not really many reviews out yet. I've tried to look like, did I miss something? Was I distracted because I was at iPick, you know, eating dinner and popcorn and in my blanket? But I don't know. I don't like giving movies bad reviews because I know how much work is put into the whole production from pre-production to post-production. So I'm like, if you guys spend over a year, 2 years on something, I want it to be good. But this one, I wouldn't see it again. I would give it a 6 out of 10. Maybe my standards are too high. I don't know. That's my review. Sorry, I don't really have much else to say. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys plan on seeing it. I mean, the soundtrack, like I said, that is worth it. Maybe they can redeem themselves with part 2, which will probably be out in 2 to 3 years, you know. Thanks for watching. Make sure you check out my other videos, like, subscribe, and comment. Peace.